Greetings, YouTube. So I was poking around online looking for gaming files and folders and just information about gaming, as I am wont to do. When I'm listening to something in the background, I'll frequently just poke around and see what I can find out there. And I stumbled upon a copy of an adventure, and I think I may already have a copy of this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's called the Omega Project, and it was written by Les Braun, who has been part of the Gamma World community for a dog's age. He's been around forever and ever and ever and ever. And he has made contributions both when it comes to actual printed material and contributions to the community, but also he's been active on different message boards and news groups and crap like that for a long time. I can't say that we, have a lot of personal connection to each other, but we have had conversations in the past or once or twice. And when I came upon this, it was untitled. It was like there was just this number code. It didn't have anything in there. But it in the tagline of like what a category it was under, it said Gamma World. So I'm like, okay, I'll poke at it. And the file pops up and I see the Gamma World font, a font that I just associate with Gamma World. And I was just overcome by nostalgia. And I realized just how powerful that effect can have on us when it is something that we love, or I guess potentially something that we loathe. Um, because, if you see the font for NASA, you recognize it anywhere. Adam Savage has got a T-shirt up there that says Savage using the same font. You see that font, you know it's the NASA font. The same thing with some of the Star Trek fonts and the Star Wars fonts, like particularly the language, which I can't remember. What's the language Star Wars language called now off the top of my head? I think it starts with an A, but I could be wrong. But the point is, you still recognize it, even if you can't read it. You're going to see that bingo, just like you'll recognize Klingon or even Tolkien's Elvish. You will notice this because you have seen those fonts, those letters, those words 1,000 times to the point where they're ingrained in your brain. And it just in that moment was this little nugget of joy to see that font and to be reminded of the hours of fun that we had with that game. The hours of fun that I've had just rereading the rules. I reread the 4th edition, the 1992 edition rule set probably every couple of years, just because I find it to be entertaining. I really love to play with the ideas of what you could do with the mutations, and the animal rules I think are really well done. They're not overly complex, but they're fairly comprehensive, and they give you enough examples of different animal types so that any competent player or GM could modify them to fit pretty much any animal you want to play if it's not it's not included in the game itself. Um, or even whip out things that aren't present at all, like dinosaurs. Say you find a Jurassic Park or something. You know what I mean? And the things that I took away from that are connected to that phone, and I want to thank Les for that. He'll probably never see this. He'll never know anything about this whatsoever. Um, there aren't real tags anymore on YouTube videos, so it's not like he's likely to ever have it pop up in a feed somewhere. But it is definitely something that made me happy. And at this point in time, happy is sometimes a bit of an ephemeral thing. It's a little bit difficult to chase on occasion because happy isn't something that I'm seeing a lot of in the world around me. And I spend a lot of my time very disappointed and very angry at the world for really, really good reasons. Um, and sometimes you'll see me joke and laugh about stuff because my humor is very dark. And those of us out there who have used dark humor to survive the worst times will know that sometimes you joke and you laugh because the only other option is to scream. And that really doesn't get anything solved now, does it? But just seeing that font and the memories it brought and the smile it, crept across my face. And for that one brief moment, everything was okay. And I was once again cracking open that game and looking at the adventures and the mutants and the monsters and the technology and all the things that bring me joy, the nuts and bolts of a system that I love. And it was all right there on the page in front of me, thanks to that font.